Hey there, kids and grown-ups. I'm Chaz, and if this is your first time tuning in,
Welcome.
news of my first kid on the way is what inspired me to build this channel in the hopes of connecting with my child so that they know what dad was like before they were born, but also with any other kids or grown-ups interested to help inspire fun, imagination, and new perspectives. What my videos haven't told you much about yet is where I am and where we will be welcoming our baby. By my English accent, you might have guessed I'm American, but you may have also heard me mention how much I love adventure and travel. As I've been fortunate to travel all around the world with my wife, that might make guessing where I currently live a little difficult. But just for fun, I'll give you a few seconds to take a wild guess. For our next adventure, we'll be starting our family in Vietnam. While we've lived in the States for most of our lives, my beautiful wife, Ta, who I've introduced in previous videos, is Vietnamese. She was born and spent her early childhood in Hanoi, where a lot of our family has lived their entire lives. So for this next chapter, we seized our opportunity to enrich family ties while starting to establish a more worldly perspective for our growing family. You hear that word from me a lot, perspective. That's because I think of it as a tool we're all capable of that offers the chance to positively grow and learn beyond ourselves. And this video is going to provide plenty more of that for those who are curious to learn more about starting a family abroad. But this is also going to be directed towards my child to show them where we have decided to bring them into this world. As with many of us, your life will begin in a hospital. Your mother and I sought out advice from family, then visited and considered multiple options in Hanoi to make sure we were making the absolute best choice for you. Ultimately deciding on Hanoi's first international hospital to support our multilingual communication, ensure access to an EQ, as well as the latest medical technology and practices. But before we get you there, we have to recognize the incredible journey your mother first went through, taking care of you and getting you ready for this world. Increasingly excited every day, one closer to finally getting to meet you and hold you. From the moment we decided, we've felt very comfortable at this hospital, getting to visit for a checkup every month, which includes things like new parent classes, health screeners for you and mommy, meeting with doctors and consultants to address questions. I always enjoyed this part because I had plenty of questions and took a lot of notes, but they always remained very patient, friendly, and took an interest in our circumstances to help. And our favorite part, getting to see you on ultrasounds. Sometimes they were 4D, and we love seeing how much you've grown. Albeit sometimes you were growing a little too fast for your age and mommy's tummy. Every time I could count on one of the doctors making the comment about your arms and legs. Gao, meaning tall, or Zai, meaning long. When it's finally time for you to be born, we'll have a private delivery room where I get to be by your mom's side, welcoming you while we're playing some of our favorite music. Then after the first few hours, when we're ready, we'll all move together to a private little suite where we can order all the yummy food we want while we rest and recover from the big life event. From there, it'll be time to leave that resort life and bring you home to Chuc Bac, a place we like to call the Venice Canals of Hanoi, located just outside the Old Quarter, but still very close to all our family. Xin chào! Welcome home! This is another place we spent a lot of thoughtful time researching and considering. A fully furnished apartment, comfy couch, cleaners twice a week, private security, and a view we could get used to. All made it feel like the right family fit. And since moving in, we've been busy nesting, making sure everything is ready and feels like home for your arrival. Never mind the fun ideas we have to impress you with once you're here. That's for another time. While we've heard that parents can never be truly ready, and that might be true, continuing in our third trimester, your mother and I have never felt more ready, more prepared to welcome you.
Those last words might sound funny to me in the next couple months, I'll let you know, but with gratitude for all the advice that continues to be shared with us as new parents, I want to take a step back and share some of my own observations in the hopes it might be helpful advice to some future parents out there. I'll preface this by re-emphasizing, we haven't delivered a child before. so we don't have any of that personal experience with this type of healthcare in other countries. But what we do have is secondhand experiences and advice from our friends and family who have gone through pregnancies in the States. Our care experience in Hanoi has been a very clean, private, English, French, Vietnamese speaking hospital with state-of-the-art tech equipment. Based on plenty of other personal experiences at hospitals across North America, we've observed very little material difference to present any hesitation with our decision to deliver abroad. And better yet, hospitals in Hanoi sort of have to compete for your baby business, offering seasonal promotional packages, which range anywhere from care starting at 9 weeks pregnant to late third trimester, prioritizing delivery care, and include the necessary screeners, vaccinations, and all the ultrasounds you could possibly want leading up to your baby's arrival. We went with a full 3 trimester package, also opting for a few additional genetic tests. And even if our child is born C-section instead of a regular delivery, all said and done, the total cost will be less than half it would be out of pocket for a regular delivery at a hospital under a good healthcare plan in the United States. And this nice, centrally located 2-bedroom apartment in Hanoi I've been mentioning, also way less than half the cost for a similar apartment in a US city. And that's even including all the added services here. Basically, I'm spending what I was paying for a similar space in a much less desirable area in 2011. Now, I've only grown up ever considering US healthcare and standards, so I'm not pooing on the system, but I am impressed with the level of healthcare that can be found elsewhere, even before factoring in the value for those services and any other benefits to gain from being abroad. Finding myself in a position I would have never imagined growing up, much less 10 years ago, I can now only keep myself open to the possibility of healthcare other countries out there have medical done, and I would never count anything out of consideration just because it's outside of my original comfort bubble. It's not a rally, but advice, at least from this perspective. If you and your significant other have the opportunity to do so, it's worth looking into and considering delivery abroad. With the growing number of flexible remote jobs out there, seems like it's never been more possible than it is today. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and perspective. Perhaps there's something inhibiting your thinking that can be overcome. Meanwhile, I'll keep sharing how things progress out here as our world continues to grow.